Hi, this is Marty from Blue Lightning TV. I'm going to show you how to create hot, sizzling text and graphics complete with singed, fiery edges and smoky clouds of heat and steam. This is an update of a tutorial I did many years ago. For this image, I used a font called Grunge, which I provided its link to in my video's description or project files. This effect works on any bold or heavy font, as well as with most black and white graphics. Create a new document by pressing Ctrl or Command N. I'll make it 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels, but you can make it any size you like. To ensure that the filter's settings will give you a result that looks similar to mine, make its resolution 72 pixels per inch. Its color mode is RGB and 8 bits per channel. Make the background black and click Create or Open. Make a copy of the layer by pressing Ctrl or Command J. If your foreground and background colors aren't black and white respectively, press D on your keyboard, click the background color, and type into the hexadecimal field C, 8, and 4 zeros to give us a red color. Then click OK or press Enter or Return. The background color is now the red we just typed in. Go to Filter, Render, and Clouds. Open your horizontal type tool and pick a font. As I mentioned, I'm using a font called Grunge. If you want to use a black and white graphic instead of text, I'll explain what to do in a minute. I'll choose a size of 263 points, but you can make it any size you like based on the font you choose and the amount of characters in your text. Keep in mind, this effect looks best with larger point sizes. I'll make the aliasing sharp and center alignment. Click the box and pick white. Click on your document and type out your text. I'd like to italicize it to give it more visual energy. If you'd like to do this for your text, highlight your text and click the character paragraph icon or go to Window and Character. Click the italicize icon and close the panels. To reposition it, open your Move tool and move it. We want to make a new layer below the text. To do this, Control-click or Command-click the new layer icon. We'll fill the empty layer with black. Press Shift plus the F5 key at the top of your keyboard to open the Fill window. You can also go to Edit and Fill. Click Black. Shift-click your text to make it active as well, and press Ctrl or Command E to merge the two layers. If you want to use a high contrast black and white graphic instead of text, place it here. All the steps from here on out will be the same, whether it's a white graphic on a black background or white text on a black background. Go to Filter, Stylize, and Wind. The method is Wind, and the direction is from the left. Repeat the last filter by pressing Alt-Control-F on Windows or Option-Command-F on a Mac. Go back to Filter, Stylize, and Wind, and this time tick from the right. Then repeat the filter. Go to Image, Image Rotation, and 90 degrees clockwise. Repeat the last filter twice. Go back to Filter, Stylize, and Wind, and tick from the left. Then repeat the filter. Go to Image, Image Rotation, and 90 degrees counterclockwise. Go to Filter, Distort, and Ripple. The amount is 100% and the size is medium. Open the flyout list and click Duplicate Layer. Make the document new and name it. Then click OK or press Enter or Return. This creates an exact copy of the layer as a new document. Go to Image, Mode, and Grayscale. If you see this message, click Discard. Go back to Image, Mode, and Indexed Color. If you see this message, click OK as well. One more time, go back to Image and Mode, and this time click Color Table. I found that if we bypassed either the grayscale or the indexed color modes, we wouldn't get the effect we want. Make the table black body. Now that we changed the colors, we need to change the image mode back to RGB. To place the image onto the background, press Ctrl or Command A to select the image, and Ctrl or Command C to copy it. Open back your background, and press Ctrl or Command V to paste the image onto the document. We can trash the black and white version since we don't need it anymore. You can either press the Delete key or drag it to the trash can icon. Make your text or graphic image active and change its blend mode to Screen. Make a new layer and open your Channels panel. If you don't see it, go to Window and Channels. Control-click or Command-click the blue channel to make a selection of its shape. Open back your Layers panel. Open your Fill window, and with black in the content, click OK or press Enter or Return. Then deselect it. Double-click the black text or graphic to open its Layer Style window. Click Inner Glow and the color box. Pick a bright red. The blend mode is normal, the opacity is 75%, the source is edge, and the choke is 0%. For this image, I'll make the size 40 pixels, but feel free to adjust this amount based on the size of your text. The range is 50%. Click Outer Glow. Make the color also red. The blend mode is Dissolve, and the opacity is 20%. The technique is Softer, and the spread is 0. I'll make the size 120 pixels, but again, feel free to adjust this amount. The contour is linear, and the range is 35%. Make the red and black cloud background active. We want to mask it out and then reveal parts of it back. To do this, we'll create an inverted layer mask next to it by Alt-clicking or Option-clicking the layer mask icon. As soon as we made the layer mask, our colors defaulted to black and white respectively. Because we'll be brushing in white over the layer mask, we want white to be our foreground color. To invert the colors, press X on your keyboard. Open your brush tool and brush picker. Pick a soft, round brush. We'll adjust its size in a moment. Make the hardness 0% and the opacity and flow 100%. To make your brush bigger or smaller, make sure your caps lock key is off and press the left or right bracket keys on your keyboard. Brush over your text or graphic to reveal back the red and black clouds. To mask out the clouds, invert your foreground and background colors by pressing X again, and then brush over the areas you'd like to mask out. Lastly, we'll create smoke emanating from the top of our text or graphic. Make the text or graphic active, and make a new layer above it. As soon as we made our text or graphic active, our colors reverted back to what they were before we created the layer mask. Press D to revert your colors to black and white. Go to Filter, Render, and Clouds, and go back to Filter, Render, and Difference Clouds. Change its blend mode to Screen and its opacity to 50%. We'll stretch our smoke vertically. Open your Transform tool by pressing Ctrl or Command T. Click the chain link icon to unlink the transform's width and height. This allows us to adjust the percentage of both of them independently of the other. For the height, type in 200%. Then press Enter or Return. As we did for the red and black clouds, we'll create an inverted layer mask next to the smoke. Alt-click or Option-click the layer mask icon to make an inverted layer mask. Make white your foreground color. Adjust the size of your brush and brush over the top of your text or graphic. To feather the smoke out more, reduce your brush's opacity and continue to brush over it, revealing and masking out the smoke until you're happy with the results. This is Marty from Blue Lightning TV. Thanks for watching.